welcome to Pressing Points. Today, I'm going to talk about something that might be a little uncomfortable for some people. I'm going to say it. It's the C word. Color. I said it. That's what we're talking about. One thing I see a lot, people get their printer, they get their inks, they get their paper, and they get their shirts, and they're like, yeah, let's go. And then they print out their first thing, and they're like, why do my browns look purple? Why are my black and whites green? It's because their color wasn't set up properly to begin with. So let's talk about this really quick. In color management, you'll see that a lot of like ink companies will have an ICC profile for people to download. Or, and this is just something everybody should do, if you have an Epson printer, whether it's a dye sub printer or one of the new ones with the tanks that you can just easily, put the dye sub inks into. Always, always, always download the printer drivers from the company you got the printer from. And you need to re-download them about every 6 months because they make tweaks to the programs, okay? So anyway, that being said, what's an ICC profile? I'm gonna get nerdy for a second. All right. An ICC profile is a set of data that characterizes a color input or output device or a color space. According to standards promulgated, when's the last time you used that in a sentence? By the International Color Consortium. Is that like the Ministry of Magic or something? And they describe the color attributes of a particular device or viewing requirement by defining mapping, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, it's nerdy crap, but you gotta know it. So, like I said, some ink companies have an ICC profile. You download that, see if it works. This is what I do, and I was taught by my husband, who was the color guru for our canvas printing company for 15 years. All right, this has all the colors on it right here. You can find these, it's a color, this says color match RGB. You can find these all over the interwebs. And what I like to do, is I took the girl here and the dog, because you want the dog to be true black and white, not reddish, not greenish, true black and white, and the girl to be a nice skin tone with the red there. So what you do, you take something like that and you shrink it down. Don't have your test prints be like 8 by 10. There's no need for that. Unless you're blind. Maybe you shouldn't be doing this if you're blind. But anyway, you shrink it down and then you press it on something like this. This is an extra large t-shirt. And as you can tell, it has a lot of stuff on it. So here, she's too peachy. And the dog is brown. And so we just kept using different settings on the computer, and I found out what works best for me, for my Macintosh, and for what I do. I print from Photoshop. I let Photoshop manage the colors, and when I do that, the dialog box comes up and it tells me, okay, are you printing to the Epson for rigid, so like, hard substrates, stuff like this, or are you doing textiles like this? I choose which one I'm gonna print on. There we go. So you can also get a piece of poly fabric. I got this at Hobby Lobby, 100% poly. You can do a lot of test prints on this thing, okay? But that's what you need to do before you start ruining any of your mugs or your cups or your t-shirts or the stuff that you're gonna sell or gift to people. Use your test prints, make sure that everything is right, that your color's good, then you can start making your masterpieces. Thanks a lot, and come back for another Pressing Points.